Now let's talk more about the issue of electoral amendments. And joining me live from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja, is the Executive Director of the Center for Democracy and Development, Idiat Hassan. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, what do you make of this controversy over the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, especially as it affects the conduct of the 2019 elections?
I think first and foremost, we must reiterate the fact that the Electoral Act belongs to us, Nigerian. It doesn't belong to any political party or any particular administration. And the whole essence is actually to improve the quality of the elections. And this act as it stands will definitely add value to the elections if passed, if assented to by the president. So if I give you a few instances of the provisions of this act that is being debated upon, you find how useful it is. First and foremost, this act cures the defect in the use of the card reader itself. It legislates it into law finally, which means that the kind of situation, the decision of the court in Wike and Dakuku Peter Side and Co. will definitely not hold sway this time around in 2019 if there are instances like that, because now it is no longer in the guideline of INEC. It is now a piece of law. Beyond that, we've spoken a lot about vote buying in the last couple of months. This amendment also cures the defect because it raises the bar in terms of penalty that will actually be awarded for anybody who buys votes, who sells votes, from the normal 1 million to 2 million, and also the possibility of those 2 million and 2 years imprisonment. Go again, every time there is an election, there are always this assertion and allegations by political parties claiming that their logos and names are actually omitted from the ballot. This amendment again has made a provision for it by allowing political parties 40 days before the elections to have a view of what the ballot is, check their name, check their logo. By doing that, it reduces post-election litigation on issues like that. And you know, it's even like, it's so laudable in the sense that it makes 5 years imprisonment for anybody who actually procures or utilizes a fake permanent voter's card. So there are lots of positive which will actually improve the conduct of elections and most particularly electoral integrity in the country.
It appears that many do not remember that the Electoral Act was amended in 2015 and signed into law by the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. So where does that come in this debate?
I think, again, it's a build-up on the 2015 amendment. And what we are trying to prevent is a situation like what happened in 2015, where that amendment was signed 2 days on the 26th of March, which was 2 days before the March general elections. And that was an amendment that did not take a holistic approach. While we should continue to argue that it is not for every electoral circle that we must write a new law, which has been the norm here in Nigeria, we should again have a law. A law does not make anything, but it does add value because it's the bedrock. When lawyers say it's the ground norm of the society itself. And even by international best practices, the Electoral Act Amendment, if you take the African Charter on Democracy, Elections and Governance, or even the ECOWAS Protocol, Supplementary Protocols on Good Governance and Democracy, it makes for provision such that this amendment should have come into place at least 6 months before the elections, except there is an agreement amongst all the actors in this game. Now, why we talk more about it is because it affects not just INEC in the management of elections. It does not just affect the political parties, but it also affects all the actors, all the civic groups, for instance, who will be doing civic education. We want to go to the field and be able to tell people that, okay, if you buy and sell votes, you are liable to 2 years imprisonment. You would go for you would have to pay 2 million naira. There should be a certainty in law, and we should try to raise the bar with each electoral sector.
We have to leave it there at this time. That's all we can take. Thank you so much for speaking with us on the News at 10.